Episode 51, High Alert. I am your man. Of course. Sister Shi, you didn't know? Xiao Tao looked surprised, then mysteriously leaned in and whispered in her ear, Su Yimo's backing is none other than our President Lu. President Lu? Lu Jingli? Ningxi's first reaction was Lu Jingli, showing that Lu Jingli held a special place in her heart, utterly shameless. Xiao Tao vigorously shook her head and pointed with her finger, indicating someone else. This surprised Ningxi a bit. She raised an eyebrow, Lu Tingxiao? Xiao Tao nodded like a little chicken pecking for food, then nervously looked around and whispered, keep your voice down. Anyway, you get the idea. Ningxi touched her chin, but why is such explosive gossip not making any noise outside? Who dares to stir up trouble and hype the big boss? So, only the people within our company know about this. Xiao Tao explained. I see. Before Ningxi could ask for more details, Xiao Tao couldn't hold back and started spilling the beans. At first, Su Yimo was just lingering in the second and third tier positions. She became famous because of her face. I don't know how, but she managed to get close to our big boss. He took notice of her, and all the company's resources were at her disposal, like riding a rocket, soaring to the top. As Xiao Tao spoke, she became angrier and more indignant. Our sister Manyun worked hard for 10 years to achieve what she has today. Now, she's been suppressed by Su Yimo. It's so unfair. Listening to Xiao Tao's detailed and emotional account, Ningxi was sure there was some truth to it. She just didn't know what kind of relationship existed between her and Lu Tingxiao. Although Xiao Tao didn't explicitly say it, judging by her tone, it seemed like there was a relationship. However, based on Ningxi's understanding of Lu Tingxiao, she couldn't completely believe Xiao Tao's gossip. Just as Xiao Tao was passionately sharing the insider information, she suddenly realized that it might not be appropriate to boast about someone else's glory for so long. She hurriedly comforted Ningxi, but, Sister Shi, your backing is also formidable. You were personally recruited by second young master. Although Xiao Tao said this, there was still a hint of disappointment in her tone. She used to be Manyun's assistant and had been transferred to Ningxi's side with Lin Jiji. When she was with Manyun, she received respect wherever she went. However, now that she was with Ningxi, a newcomer, she couldn't help feeling a little unbalanced, thinking about how she would have to lower her head in front of Su Yimo's agent and assistant in the future. Ningxi could see Xiao Tao's disappointment, but her reaction was understandable. She didn't take it too seriously. However, regarding Su Yimo's matter, she couldn't just let it slide. After all, during these crucial 7 days for her, any small detail could affect her decision. So, Ningxi didn't bother guessing on her own. Instead, she took out her phone and sent a WeChat message to Lu Tingxiao. What's your relationship with Su Yimo? At the same time, at the Lu Corporation. In the meeting room, Lu Tingxiao was in a meeting. At this moment, his phone suddenly rang. While continuing to listen to his subordinates' reports, he casually opened the message and took a glance. Then, everyone present witnessed an extraordinary scene. The boss, who almost never showed a smile in the company, looked at his phone, and his eyebrows slowly relaxed. Soon after, a pleasant low laugh came out. The meeting is paused. With these 4 words, Lu Tingxiao left the conference room, holding his phone. Ningxi was waiting for Lu Tingxiao's reply, but she didn't expect him to call directly, startling her. So, Ningxi told Xiao Tao and quickly found a secluded corner to answer the call. Hello? I saw your message. Lu Tingxiao's tone sounded very good. Ningxi nervously scratched the wall tiles with her nails. Oh. Originally, when she sent that message, she didn't think much of it, but now, why did it feel a bit off? Jealous, came Lu Tingxiao's deep and hoarse voice from the phone. Cough, 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 cough. Ningxi was shocked by these 3 words and coughed violently, then angrily said, Who's jealous? I just think it's necessary to clarify the interpersonal relationships within the company. It was just a casual question. Damn it. No wonder she felt something was off. It really made her sound like she was jealous. Since it was just a casual question, then I refused to answer, Lu Tingxiao said. Huh? Ningxi was dumbfounded. She never expected Lu Tingxiao to be so childish. Then how would you be willing to tell me? Answer my question, Lu Tingxiao replied. Which question? Jealous? Actually. Hearing Xiao Tao's ambiguous speculations, hearing her link Lu Tingxiao with other women, she did feel a bit uncomfortable. But how could she admit that? So, Ningxi shrugged nonchalantly, fine, I won't ask. I'll just assume that you and Suyimo have a thing. This would directly deduct points from your score, you know. Lu Tingxiao sighed and compromised, rest assured, there's nothing between us. You don't need to worry about her in the company. Why do some people say that Suyimo's backstages you? Didn't you order people to provide her with the abundant resources before? Ningxi asked, puzzled. I am your exclusive backing, Lu Tingxiao replied. Ningxi blushed and immediately spoke seriously, speak properly. No flirting allowed. Lu Tingxiao chuckled lightly, heh. And no laughing either. Finally, Lu Tingxiao stopped teasing her, cleared his throat, and answered, it was indeed my order, but I'm innocent. I gave that order because she saved Little Treasure's life. What? What happened to Little Treasure? Ningxi asked nervously. Before, in an attempt to let Little Treasure interact more with people, I tried sending him to school. However, he lost control of his emotions and ran out, almost getting hit by a car. Fortunately, at that critical moment, another car rushed out and collided with the one that almost hit Little Treasure, saving his life. Later, it was confirmed that the person in that car was Suyimo. She happened to rush over due to a reckless maneuver while under the influence of alcohol, accidentally saving Little Treasure. Ningxi listened in shock, oh my god. I didn't even know whether to say Suyimo was lucky or if Little Treasure was lucky. So, to repay her, you gave that order? She could understand Lu Tingxiao's gratitude. Although Suyimo unintentionally saved Little Treasure's life, it was still an accident. But in the end, she did save Little Treasure. Yes. TSK, she genuinely saved Little Treasure's life. Why didn't you offer yourself in gratitude back then, teased Ningxi. Lu Tingxiao killed her with one sentence, do you think I would offer myself to anyone? After the ruthless teasing, Lu Tingxiao added another blow, what's the score now? I can't tell you that. Am I stupid? I'm hanging up. My assistant is waiting for me. Ningxi hurriedly hung up the phone. This was too tragic. She should never have any contact with Lu Tingxiao. On the other side, just after Lu Tingxiao hung up the call with Ningxi, a big face suddenly appeared next to him, and a voice full of grievances said, brother, be honest with me. Are you hiding something from me? Lu Tingxiao did not deny it, raising an eyebrow slightly, isn't it obvious? Upon hearing this, Lu Jingli felt a great blow and almost rolled on the ground. Ah, you indeed are hiding something from me. I'm your younger brother, your most capable deputy, your little cotton jacket. You're hiding something from me without telling me. You're good at guessing, aren't you? Lu Tingxiao remarked. Heh, let me guess. Lu Jingli walked back and forth in the room, then suddenly stopped and looked at him. 2 days ago, you intentionally distracted Little Treasure. At that time, there were only 2 days left until Ningxi started filming. You're running out of time, so you must have had a big move in these 2 days. A big move? Is it a confession? Lu Tingxiao replied, go on. Did it mean he guessed right? Lu Jingli's eyes lit up, continuing to speculate, then what's the result of the confession? Most likely, it didn't succeed. Otherwise, how could you still be in the company right now? You'd definitely be in bed. Finally, Lu Jingli snapped his fingers, confidently drawing a conclusion, there's only one truth. You confessed, little she didn't agree, but she didn't refuse either. She's considering it, and at the moment, the possibility of her giving you a positive answer is high. That's why you're in such a good mood. Looking at his younger brother's radiant expression, Lu Tingxiao's lips curled up with an imperceptible gentleness. Naturally cold and indifferent, not good at dealing with people, even his relationship with his biological parents was lukewarm. However, this younger brother, while others avoided him and feared him, always revolved around him. He always had a stern face, never caring or getting angry. He didn't like to talk, but he could guess his thoughts accurately. He thought he was already fortunate enough, but fate brought him to Ningxi. The next day, after going through numerous ups and downs, the filming for the drama, Heaven, finally resumed from late summer to early autumn. Due to changes in the script, many scenes between Ning Xuelua and Zhao Xizhou were reduced. The original 3 scenes between Ning Xuelua and Ning Shi were also cut, meaning Ning Shi would not meet Ning Xuelua on set in the future. This made her much more relaxed, and she could finally concentrate on filming. Today's main scenes were the 2 crucial scenes between Ning Shi and Jiong Mai. Not only did Ning Shi's manager, Lin Zhizhi, come, but Jiong Mai's manager, Lei Ming, also personally arrived. It was evident that these 2 scenes were crucial. Ningxi and Jiong Mai almost arrived simultaneously. "Hello, Senior Jiong," Ningxi sweetly greeted, obediently changing her address from Senior Jiong to Senior Brother Jiong. Hello, Junior Sister." Seeing Ningxi's adorable appearance, Jiong Mai shivered, and goosebumps rose on his skin. Then, he casually glanced at Lin Zhizhi beside Ningxi. Lin Zhizhi was talking to Lei Ming and didn't notice Jiong Mai's gaze. After finishing her conversation, she turned to Ningxi and advised, "Ningxi, I need to discuss something with Minggu. You and your senior brother continue rehearsing." "Sure, Sister Zhizhi, you go ahead with your work." Politely waving Lin Zhizhi away, Ningxi immediately reverted to her mischievous self, staring at Jiong Mai with a sinister look. TSK, golden hair, did you see that just now? Despite knowing that Sister Zhizhi was your ex-girlfriend, I've been feeling sorry for you for so long, worried that it might be awkward when you two meet. But look at Sister Zhizhi. She didn't even spare you a glance. Absolutely cool. I'm starting to like Sister Zhizhi more and more. Jiong Mai ground his teeth and glared at her fiercely. Who told you she was my ex-girlfriend? Ningxi blinked innocently. Didn't you say that yourself? Get lost. I didn't mention it at all. You're just making wild guesses. Jiong Mai was on the verge of collapse from her torment. In order to draw out information, Ningxi softened her voice to console him. Alright, I won't think randomly. You tell me, what's the real situation? When did I ever fear her? Ning Xiaoxi, can you stop your delusional thinking? Jiong Mai was almost driven crazy by her. To extract information, Ningxi softened her voice further. Okay, I won't think randomly anymore. You tell me, what's really going on? What else could it be? She used to take care of me, that's all. Jiong Mai flipped through the script impatiently, annoyed. Surprised, Ningxi widened her eyes. No way, Sister Zhizhi took care of you? Was she your manager? Jiong Mai gave her a blank look. What's the matter? Is it not allowed? Shaking her head, Ningxi sighed. It's just that being your ex-girlfriend is truly pitiful. Jiong Mai's wild personality was well known in the industry. No assistant of his lasted more than a week. Lei Ming, who had been his manager for so long, was known for his gentle and patient nature, allowing him to stick around Jiong Mai for an extended period. Relieved to know that Lin Zhizhi and Jiong Mai didn't have that kind of relationship, Ningxi couldn't help but feel grateful. Otherwise, this love triangle could easily become awkward. At this moment, Xiao Tao directed people to bring an extremely luxurious recliner over. Sister Shi, you should sit on this. In the crew, only the female lead and male lead or those with higher status were eligible to enjoy such a privilege. Ningxi used to sit on small stools in the corner or at best, a chair. She never expected to have such treatment one day. Thank you, Xiao Tao. You've worked hard. Ningxi expressed her gratitude. Although Xiao Tao had been lamenting Lin Manyun's departure and was not entirely satisfied with the current distribution, she still worked diligently during filming. Do you want to rehearse the lines? Ningxi raised the script, firmly adhering to the commands of the esteemed manager. Rehearse? Hell no. I played games all night and didn't sleep. I need to catch up on my sleep. Don't disturb me. Jiong Mai replied, using the script to cover his face, and immediately fell into a deep slumber. Ningxi silently lit a candle for Lei Ming. Thankfully, she was out of this ordeal. Jiong Mai applied his makeup with his eyes closed and continued to sleep until the start of the shoot. Director Gua had already called for everyone's attention, but he remained asleep. Unable to bear it any longer, Ningxi kicked his chair. Jiong Mai slowly woke up. Today's scene involved a battle fight on the battlefield. After the elder brother of Meng Chang'e was killed by the wise concubine under the rule of the weak emperor, Meng Chang'e, the young hero, matured overnight, changed into armor, and began a long military career. The general's residence underwent a significant change, and the little overlord was no longer in Chang'an City. After Meng Chang'e left, Sun Hunqing finally realized her true feelings and decisively followed Meng Chang'e to the battlefield, becoming a military doctor. Usually, during script filming, scenes were shot according to locations rather than the storyline. Therefore, today's scene jumped directly to 7 years later. Meng Chang'e had accumulated remarkable military achievements, even surpassing her father and brother. Under the instigation of treacherous ministers and the wise concubine, the weak emperor began to fear Meng Chang'e. He repeatedly demanded that she hand over military power and marry the incompetent 12th prince to control her. Meng Chang'e naturally refused to comply. In a subsequent major battle, she faced a similar experience as her brother. Instead of being defeated by enemies, she was betrayed by her own people. With the enemy at their doorstep, lacking in supplies, and reinforcements yet to arrive, they found themselves in a dire situation. Finally, it came to the last battle of life and death. On the set, all the crew members were in position, and the journalists who came to visit were gradually arriving. The most nervous person was undoubtedly the director, Guo Qixing. If there were any problems this time, he might really want to smash his head against a wall. Ningxi was naturally not worried, but just before the shoot began, Jiong was still sleeping. He seemed in bad shape, which made her concerned. Oh well. Alright. Departments, get ready. Start. Ningxi, who had been discussing lunch options with her assistant Xiao Tao a second earlier, heard the start command and immediately shifted her focus. The battlefield was filled with corpses, with fewer than 100 allies remaining. Meng Chang'e was covered in blood, her eyes bloodshot, full of murderous intent. She resembled a walking weapon, killing gods and demons alike. When she was on the brink of being attacked from behind due to exhaustion, a slender man rushed over and loudly warned her, "Chang'e, be careful." Following the man's warning, Meng Chang'e narrowly avoided the sneak attack. However, upon seeing the person, she became infuriated. She grabbed the man's collar with blood-stained hands and shouted, "What the hell gives you the right to be here? Get lost?" Sun Huanqing's expression was resolute. "I won't leave. If you die, I'll die with you." Meng Chang'e forcefully threw him away, sneering, "Get lost. You, a weak pretty boy with no strength, what gives you the right to die with me?" Sun Huanqing, covered in dust, stood up. He flashed a silver needle, slashing through a man's throat, blood splattering across his fair and handsome face. At this moment, his eyes held no compassion of a healer, only a determined killing intent. "Now what?" he asked with a stubborn and firm expression. Meng Chang'e averted her gaze, struggling. In that instant, Ningxi's face conveyed countless complex emotions. Eventually, she sighed heavily. "You, forget it. If you want to be here, then stay, but don't expect me to be distracted protecting you." Jiong extended his hand, gently wiping away a trace of blood from Ningxi's face. His expression was tender and affectionate. In this blood-colored battlefield, he resembled a blooming white lotus. "Chang'e, I am your man. It's my duty to protect you."